Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another video with Dale Soucier de Man. Today I'm going to show you how to take care of a bagged vacuum cleaner. There's quite a lot of steps. It's, similar to how to maintain bagless vacuum cleaners. Of course, the only difference is with the bagless vacuum, you don't have to worry about the bag like you have to with this one. So first and foremost, this applies to all vacuums, both bagged and bagless. You want to check your brush roll. You want to make sure your brush roll is good. You want to check your belt, make sure that's good. Again, you want to check your bag. Make sure you check which type of bags your vacuum takes. Mine takes type D, although it has a type U bag in it, and that still works fine. I've tried to find type D bags for this. It's really hard, but I found it at the store. I can only find type D on eBay, so I'm going to look for that, but you want to make sure your vacuum always has a bag in it. This is a Febreze bag, so this produces a Febreze smell. Once it's this full of dirt, then it's halfway full. But this is actually the maximum full line. So I would say probably once you reach around over here, you see this little line, that's when your bag is full and you need to empty it. See, these are my bags for it. Again, this is also a direct air, so yeah, I got these bags for it. It comes with 3 of them. Let me show you one of the bags. So yeah, this is what the bag looks like. Here's the bag. You can see. I remember my old red Dirt Devil Featherlite took these type U bags. So yeah, it comes in a 3-pack of these. But yeah. So that's the first thing. You always want to make sure to try to use the right bag. Don't be like me using type U. If yours takes type D, you want to use type D. The only reason why I got type U bags, that's all that there was at the store. They had no other bags. Okay? But again, I mean, type U actually still works for this pretty fine. I'll be honest. But I'm going to look on eBay for some type D bags. Now, again, you want to make sure the bag is on properly, because if you don't, all of the dirt is just going to spew right out of the vacuum, and that's not something you're going to want. So you want to make sure your bag is on properly. You don't want no dust leaking out, especially if yours is a clean air model. You don't want some of the dirt to get to the motor, even though there's probably going to be a filter there protecting it. If that filter ends up getting really, really dirty, eventually all the dirt is just gonna go past it, and that's not something you want. So you always want to make sure the bag is on properly, and that's another reason why you want to use the right type of bag. That way, the bag fits on perfectly, and that you have no problems. Another thing, you want to make sure the bag door is on the right way, especially when you have a direct air. Even once you take the cover off, it's still going to blow air. So when you're vacuuming, you don't want this to be on the wrong way, and then this comes off. That'll be bad. So whether your vacuum's a clean air or a direct air, you always want to make sure that you have the bag cover on the right way. Make sure the bag is in properly. You can check your bag. If it has any holes in it, then you need to replace it, or you could repair it. Honestly, I would just replace it, but yeah, this bag's not even halfway full yet. It's probably like, only has like this much in it. So this bag still has, you know, lots of life left in it. See. I've had this bag in it for like probably since February or so a couple months. But it fits on there perfect, so that's a good thing at least. So yeah, that's on properly, good. Again, if your bag vacuum has a filter inside it, you know, at the bottom of the bag compartment thing, again, it's really important you make sure that's cleaned out, because that filter keeps your motor protected in the event that the bag, if there's, you know, stuff leaking out of the bag, that filter is going to protect your motor. So you always want to make sure that filter is clean. But yeah, so you know, again, you know, check your belt type, check your bag type. You know, it's important you use the right bags. Again, even though I'm not doing that, I'm using type U. But again, that's only because those are the only Dirt Devil bags I could find at the store. It's almost like you can't find the type D bags for this at the store in my area no more. It's like impossible. And I couldn't get them on eBay because my mom doesn't have the money to at the moment. So I had no choice but to get type U. But, you know, I tried it out. It still works fine. So I'm happy with it. But yeah. Again, if you do need any parts for these, which most likely you're probably not going to find them because they don't make parts for these vacuums really anymore. You can probably tell from the label on the back of it. But as you probably know, I took the hose and all the attachments off of this one. I put it on my red Dirt Devil Breeze / Featherlite to make it look nice. So yeah, we're gonna give this a run now. Again, might be a little loud, just a little warning, just a little volume warning. You might want to consider turning your volume down. But yeah, we're gonna give this a little run now. So I'll show you how well this cleans. So here we go. You can see it works just fine. Nothing's wrong with it. It's a good vacuum. Again, every time I run it, you know, because of the bag it has in it, which, you know, there's like a little flap on the Febreze thing. You just have to release that, and once you do that, every time you run the vacuum, it will produce a Febreze smell coming from the bag. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to look for some Type D bags for this, and if I can find those, hopefully those will also have that Febreze type of thing, like the bags in this one do. That'll be unique. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. How to care for your bag to vacuum. You know, it ain't going to be as much work as a bagless, you know. Because a bagless, you have to, you know, keep the dirt cup clean and all that. You have to, you know, take a look at your filters again. Mine doesn't really have any filters. This one only has, you know, the filter bag to deal with. But usually it depends on which type of bagless vacuum you have. Like the Clean Airs, for example. You know, they might have a filter like under you know, here in the bag compartment area. You know, if that's the case, you always want to make sure that filter's cleaned. Usually, some bagless vacuums require more maintenance than others. Mine, you only need to, you know, keep it clean. And another thing, one last thing about maintaining a bagged vacuum. You always want to make sure this inside here is cleaned and this here is all cleaned. If it's dirty, you want to make sure you clean it out. If you want to have good vacuum cleaner performance, you always want to make sure that is cleaned out. Make sure your bag compartment door is on properly, because you don't want any dust leaking out, especially if you have a direct air, you know, and especially when your bag is full, you're gonna have that issue. So make sure it's cleaned out. Make sure, again, please try to use the right type of bags for your vacuum. I'm not trying to sound like a hypocrite here, because this one takes type D and I have type U in it, but those are the only bags I could find. But I'm going to look for some type D bags on eBay. They don't have the type D in the store anymore, really, from what I know. Because I found these type D bags for this one at Stop and Shop. You know, they have them there. You know, I got a 2-pack of those. So, you know, they both have 3 bags in it. So I have a total of 6 bags, you know, plus the one that's in here. So other bags I have available are 5 bags for it. But yeah, so if you own a bagged vacuum, please take the precautions that I gave you. You know, make sure to use the right bag if you can. At least make sure to use, you know, the bag that will fit for your vacuum. You know, like if your vacuum requires a Dirt Devil bag, I highly recommend you use the type of bag your vacuum takes, because that's important. But again, if you can't find type D and you gotta use type U, I mean, fine. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, like me. But otherwise, you always want to use the right bags. Otherwise, you're gonna make your vacuum really, really dirty, especially if the bag ain't gonna fit on properly. A lot of dust and a lot of dirt and all that crap will, you know, spew out, and you wouldn't want that. Okay, so if you can, make sure to use the right bags, and always make sure your bag is on properly. So, yeah. Yeah, this is my Dirt Devil Featherlite bag. I've had this machine since July 15th, 2019. It's been a pretty good vacuum. Only things that were wrong with it, you know, it was pretty noisy, you know, the brush roll and all of that. So I took it apart and I, you know, was able to fix it. It's still noisy, but not as bad. When I got it, it needed a brand new belt, because the old belt it had in it was no good. Also on the back here, the cord was kind of coming out, so I had to take it apart again, put the cord in, because you know the wiring was kind of sticking out. So I took it apart, and I took this little piece where the cord goes into out. I took that apart, and I put the actual, you know, cord on there, so the wiring is inside the vacuum, not sticking out of here. And you know, the whole inside was really dirty, so I, you know, cleaned all that out. So it's clean now, works good. Good machine. If you have one of these, please, 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 I beg you, take care of these. You ain't gonna find these much anymore out there. These are rare. You can't even find parts for these things anymore. That's how rare these are. So that's why, please take care of them if you own one, because Dirt Devil doesn't make these no more. They don't make parts for these anymore. They still have bags for these, but you know, it's kind of hard to find those even. Again, you might be able to find them on eBay, maybe in a thrift store or something, but in my area, they do not have the bags for this. They only have Type U. So I had no choice but to get Type U, because that's the only option with bags I had. And I really wanted to use this, so it's the only option I had. So yeah. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something. Again, this is my Featherlite. It's 10 amps. It's pretty powerful. But yeah, it's a good vacuum. I like it a lot, and I hope you like it too. So yeah. It's definitely kind of similar to this one right here. Although this one is bagless, obviously. This one is newer. This one was made in 2010. This one here was made in 1999. Again, parts from this one, I put a few of them on here. Like the crevice tool, for example. That came from this. I put it on this one. Same thing with this hose. Came off here. I put it on this. Because I was not a fan of the hose this thing came with. It wasn't even long, it wouldn't even stretch out much, so I just swapped the hose out. And the piece that this would go into here, I took that off. And the piece from this vacuum, I just was able to put it on here like that. And look, it fits on there perfect. I'm a genius. So yeah, these are both nice vacuums. They both work fine. Again, this video is only focusing on this one right here. You know, because they're both Dirt Devils, they are both loud, but this one is definitely louder for sure. This one's really not as loud. So yeah, this is the video how to maintain your bag vacuum cleaner. You know, any filters your bag vacuum might have, you want to clean those out. Make sure you're using the right bags. Check your belt, your brush roll. Make sure your vacuum is nice and clean. Make sure the inside's clean. You know, inside the bag compartment and all that. You want to make sure that's all clean. It doesn't matter if yours is clean air or direct air. You always want to make sure it's clean. And yeah, if your vacuum has an owner's manual, the book, you might want to read that, because that's pretty important. That will also give you some steps on how to maintain your bag vacuum. So yeah, luckily for me, mine is pretty easy to take care of. And yeah, I just gave you some steps how to take care of your bagged vacuum cleaner. So hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and be sure to have a great rest of your day, and I will see you later.